Welcome to Whiskey's a Journey. My name is Peter Faciano. Today's Friday. I have another Battle of the Bottles coming at you, or a bottle battle, whatever you want to call it. I have chosen these two random samples from my random sample box. I put this matchup together. I don't know what it is, but I do have them stickered on the bottom. If you're new to this segment and you don't know what I'm doing, holy cow, is that dark? I am going to pour them, nose them, taste them. I'm going to try to kind of figure out what it is that I'm drinking along the way. And then we are going to figure out which one I like the most. Before I get this going, I have a May giveaway happening. All of the rules to that giveaway are in the description below. If you're interested in supporting the channel, go ahead and give those things a read through. And if you end up liking what I'm doing and you're not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. Just click on that little link down there and turn that bell notification on, because I produce videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. All right, I'm going to start on the glass on my right and then nose them both. And as I go through the tasting, I'll pop the bottles up so you have an idea of what it is that I'm tasting. This smells dark and rich. If anything is an indication based on the color, this is going to be an amazing matchup. I can already smell a rich concentration of notes. Cherry, dark brown sugar, vanilla, oak. This smells absolutely amazing. Burning the nose a little bit too. So I'm wondering, yeah, that last nose, that shot right up there. That's crazy. All right. This smells absolutely amazing. I think I'm going to be saying amazing a lot in this glass. Let me get, that's really cherry forward. Huh. These smell very similar. Similar in greatness. It smells a little lighter than glass one, but that rich concentration of cherry, caramel, vanilla, oak, and my mouth is just reacting like crazy. These both smell like bourbon. They both smell rich. They both smell oaky. And they both have a good amount of proof to them as far as stinging the nose. But maybe glass number one has it a little bit more over glass number two. All right, I've said this multiple times. I think these are bourbon. And I think the nosing notes, or the notes that you get, whether on the nose or on the palate, I think are very narrow when it comes to bourbons. The thing that separates a good to a great bottle or to a mediocre bottle are the depth of notes and the richness of those notes that you get from typical bourbons. The vanilla, brown sugar, caramel, oak, the presence of age, the cherry, honey, maple, banana, all of those notes that are coming through, the more intense they are, the more saturated they are, that's what separates a fantastic bottle from a okay bottle. And what I'm getting from both of these is intensity, and I like it. I don't think I'm getting anything crazy out of the glass, no crazy notes. This is a typical, what I'm perceiving as a bourbon. It's got your typical bourbon notes, but the intensity is dialed up to 11. All right, let's go ahead and get glass number one on the palate. All right, that was interesting. I got hit with some ABV spice right out the bat. Then it was like a jackhammer. That cherry note, the brown sugar, the vanilla just started pounding my tongue. There's a rich, deep concentration of oak that is saturating underneath my tongue. This is fantastic. That finish is going on for a long time. It is a little bit drying. That was my first sip, but on that very far back end, it's drying. It's got some bitter oak notes that are kind of rising up to the surface here. But oh man, the cherry, vanilla, brown sugar, caramel, all of those notes are very good. All right, I have a pad of paper. I have some water. I'm going to write some of those notes down, get a rinse of water, and then move on to glass number two. All right, moving on to glass number two. Glass number one, as I was writing it down, and having a rinse of water, that finish fought through the sip of water that I took as well. Not too crazy about the dry oaky bitterness on the very back end, but everything else is amazing. All right, this is good. It's not as vibrant as glass number 1. I still get a good amount of oak, cherry, brown sugar, vanilla, caramel. And is there a citrus note, like an orange peel or a lemon peel on the far back end of that nose? There is a citrus note in here, and maybe that's the lighter component of it, but there's a tangy citrus note in this one that I'm not getting in glass 1. But they smell very similar, and when I say similar, they smell like a bourbon, a well-aged bourbon. And the cherry note, I'm absolutely loving. All right, let's go ahead and get this one on the palate. Yeah, just like glass number 1, the dark, rich saturation of flavors is coming through. Seems a little bit lighter as far as notes go. They're not as intense. They're not as rich or dark. The cherry note is there, vanilla. Oh, wow, there it is. That citrus note. That's crazy. That citrus note, orange peel, lemon peel on the far back end is replacing the bitter note and the drying effect of glass number 1. That's strange. This kind of lifts it up a little bit. It's a little bit brighter, but it still has some pretty dark notes to it. What I am missing that I thought I would be getting, just based on how much oak is in here, I'm missing a chocolate or a leather or tobacco note. That is missing. I do like that in rich, dark, concentrated bourbons, and I keep saying this, I think these are bourbons. I'd be shocked if they were not, but I do like a chocolate, leather, tobacco kind of note to it. I don't want it to dominate, but I want to see it or find it a little bit in here, and I'm not getting it. This is straight up bourbon, vanilla, brown sugar, caramel, and that dark cherry note. Finish on glass 2 is also medium to long. It's not bitter, it's not drying, but there is a citrus note, and they're dark. Glass number 1 is much darker than glass number 2. What I have to figure out is if I like the finish of glass number 2 with that citrus note over the finish of glass number 1, which is oaky, bitter, and a little bit drying. So I'm going to go off air. I'll be back with a decision on which one I like the most. All right, this is a tough decision, but I think I got it. A cream soda, vanilla cream soda note started to jump up out of glass number 2, and the very end, just like I said, there was an orange peel or a citrus note on the finish. An orange note popped up at the very end of the finish on glass number 1. And this is very interesting. I think I like the finish of glass number 2 more than glass number 1, but everything up until the finish, glass number 1 dominated. There is a rich concentration of flavors that surpasses glass number 2. So my favorite is glass 1. If glass number 1 could have the finish that glass number 2 had, I think this would be a complete bourbon. And I'm saying bourbon one more time. The level of intensity that glass number 1 is bringing to the table is a little bit higher than glass number 2. You already know what I've been drinking, so let me go ahead and reveal to myself what it is that I have in the glass. And while I do that, I'm going to put these two together. Once I reveal what they are, I'm going to go ahead and grab the bottles, remind myself of why I put the matchup together if it was not obvious, and then look at the prices and add anything else that I need to wrap up the video. So glass number 2, I thought again was a bourbon. I think they're both bourbons. I think they're both well aged, and I want to say that they're above 115 proof. That's just what I was getting on the nose and on the palate. So glass number 2 was Russell's 13. This has to be Russell's 15. So glass number 2 is Russell's 15. I tell you what, when I put this matchup together, I was hoping that it was going to pop up rather quick. My Russell's 15 bottle is almost gone. So I just need to let you know, if you're interested in getting 2-ounce samples of the 13 and 15 and doing this on your own, please make sure that you contribute to the channel. Every $5 is going to get you 1 entry into the giveaway. And what you're going to end up winning, if you end up winning, is the Penelope First Friday Flight Fight. That is automatically thrown into the giveaway. And then you can choose 6 2-ounce samples of anything else that I reviewed in the month of May. And these two, I think, would be worth a $5 donation for a chance at winning. This is an amazing flight. Let me go ahead and grab the bottles. All right, it didn't actually really need to go far. The 15 and the 13 were right there. So I got to get my glasses on to look at the proof on this. So Russell's 13 is 114. I forgot what I said, 110. It was $154.99. And then the 15, $329.99. And it is 117. I think the age is definitely coming through with both of these. These are both really good bottles. Russell's 13 typically has not done well in blinds for me, and it just so happens to be putting this up against a powerhouse of a bottle. Russell's 15, along with the Jack Daniel's 12 Batch 3, are probably two of my absolute favorite bottles that I have in my collection. And I have that matchup in my blind sample pool as well. So I would be curious to hear from you. If you have the 13 and the 15 and you've blinded them, let me know which one you prefer. Were you lucky enough to get the 13 and the 15? Let me know in the comments down below what your area is. And if you ended up picking up a bottle, what did you pay for them? All right, let's go ahead and get this blend on the nose and on the palate. And we will call this video good. Lots of cherry. More cherry is coming out of the glass now than it was individually. And that's pretty much all I'm getting. Cherry, maybe a little bit of oak. And there could be a little bit of residual of the 13 that was in here, but yeah, it's cherry and oak. All right, very little left. I got 1 sip. Tell you what I think of it. Just like on the nose, it's cherry and oak. Very drying, very disappointing. As it's sitting, it's getting more and more bitter. The cherry note is there. It's got a pickled ginger note as well. And I don't think those notes are matching up. So based on the ratio that I have, I think it looked like it was a pretty even 1-to-1. I don't know exactly how much was in there, but I definitely don't think that that would be worth trying. I like the 13 on its own. I like the 15 on its own. And the blend was just cherry oak bitterness. So that's where I'm going to leave it. Wherever you are at in your journey, I hope you're enjoying it. Until the next time, we'll talk to everybody later. Bye.